interesting that the things we cherish most are the same things we walk right by. They become so intertwined in the status quo that ultimately it becomes impossible to tell them apart from our day-to-day. That is, impossible until things change. Because as it turns out, that thing we call life, it has a say. There's a saying, you never really know what you have until it's gone. And sometimes it takes the most abrasive of reminders, the harshest of times, to help us recapture that perspective, to lift us up and show us what we had previously failed to see. And while our darkest moments test our strength, they push our boundaries, even transform our reality, they can also be the bridge that leads us exactly where we need to be. They remind us that sometimes it's not about how we spend our time, but who we spend it with. That quiet brings clarity, and the world can spin so fast that we forget to think about our place within it. It reminds us how humanity is bigger than the sum of its parts, and it takes just as much energy to build up as it does to tear down. It reminds us that no matter where we live, what we speak, or who we pray to, we're not so different after all. It reminds us that there is so much more good in this world than evil, so much more love than hate, and so much promise for tomorrow. Someday we'll look back on this moment with the lessons we've learned, the hardships we've faced, and we will be reminded of the miracle that is the human spirit, unwavering in its resolve, unbreakable at its foundation, stronger than we could ever comprehend. See, sometimes it's hard to look around and find a reason to be optimistic, to understand or comprehend why. But what we'll find is that if we look hard enough, immersed in the uncertainty, the disruption, and in some cases, the tragedy, there's something to be gained. A tiny candle flickering in the night that will eventually grow to light our way. Because that road to tomorrow is paved with hope. There are pages unwritten, stories untold, and a new chapter to begin.
Good afternoon. I am Diana Garcia-Burns, the Director of the East Chicago Health Department. Thank you for allowing me to be part of There Is Hope. May God continue to fill us with joy and peace. The month of March marks a one-year anniversary of the COVID-19. This infectious disease that separated us from each other and changed our daily routines that once rooted us together. The East Chicago Health Department continues to remain vigilant in watching the trends in this community and determining what is best for this community. This is what we know. The best way to prevent and slow down transmission is to be well informed. And the East Chicago Health Department continues to try and keep our community well informed. We inform you about the disease and how it spread, and how to protect yourself and others from illness and death. Wearing your mask, avoiding crowds, social distancing, and washing your hands is of great importance. While we're still learning more about the disease and the effectiveness of the vaccines and the variants, early data from the CDC has shown that the vaccines may work against some variants, but could be less effective against others. As of March 10th, 2021, there are 28 individuals in the state of Indiana that were identified with the variant. To date, there are 3 approved vaccines for emergency use: Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. Pfizer and Moderna are 2-dose vaccines. The first dose you receive and the second dose is given between 28 and 42 days. Pfizer can be given as young as 16 years of age. The Moderna and J&J are given 18 years and older. Johnson & Johnson is a one-shot, and it is given to those 18 years old and older. Let's take a look. For us to get in front of the virus, we all have to come together and do our parts, meaning caring enough about each other, following the guidelines set forth by the medical professionals, making sound decisions, what is best for you, your family, and our community, and getting vaccinated. If you are interested in receiving the vaccine, you may register by going to rshot.in.gov or calling 211 for assistance. Also, the East Chicago Health Department will assist you in registering for your vaccine. Thank you again. May God continue to bless us all, and be safe.